Good evening. We're running a bit tad late. It's 4:48 p.m. on Wednesday, June 28th. This is Fari Emzi from lovely downtown Cape Naples. Please don't go Google that. You're not going to find me. But glad to have you here. As we expected before, and we sent the email just out recently. The webinar from Peter is just breaking all the rules, all the numbers, just incredible. What he had logged in. Of course, we put two webinars here. We sent the email out this morning, I think it was, saying, please watch these two. And of course, part of your education, ongoing education, should be what do we see and what the market is doing. Not just me, but in general, having a forum to get together, interchange ideas, not charging anything for it. It is part of PMT, but it's not the trades. It's just the settings, okay, of where we are and why. Uh, Housekeeping. I had a comment I did earlier, but it's not recorded because it's Tiger Shark. I'm not getting into that. It was a module for that finished. We have like a 5% left on it. We'll probably finish it tonight or tomorrow. Holiday time. Monday is a holiday by exchange. That is, we don't. By that we defined it as partial Globex day. Okay, so that the trade is for the floor is gone. Everything is Globex. But we have I think market that closes at 12ish, something like that. That means the volume is going to be very low. As a matter of fact, Thursday is probably going to be okay tomorrow, but Friday volume is going to be dropping. And if you take Friday off, you're going to have 5 days on your hand. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Tuesday is being 4th of July. And also it's 25th year for me too. I lost my mom on the Tuesday. So we'll be back Wednesday, but Orb doesn't trade on Wednesday. So reminder to all, next trading, the first trading day of July is going to be 6th, okay, 6th of July, which is the next Thursday, a week from tomorrow, right here, okay, a week from tomorrow. But we have 2 days left. Tomorrow's probably it's going to be okay with the Orb. I doubt Friday's going to be any good. Friday's a full day, but people are going to be taking off. Remember, people are going to try to have a normal summer again. So so I think tomorrow's going to be very low. Already, I'm hearing from folks who are checking out, going out of town and letting me know, which I appreciate. That gives me actually indication. When you have a large enough group of clients, sampling-wise, it's probably safe to infer on what the behavior is going to be. So I just wanted to squeeze that in. Again, go to CME, type in holiday schedule, be aware of that. Okay. We will not run any OTF or when the volume is that low. So we'll start our systems up into Wednesday morning on Tuesday night. Okay. We have had some things scheduled for the Tiger Shark for a couple of hedgies, but they need to go through a training to see what they're going to look, just as a demo. And I'm seeking feedback, but I told them we'll do the first one Thursday. Why? Because I don't want to teach anybody on a Tuesday night. I'm going to teach it Wednesday night after this webinar next week, and then they can look at it, and one at a time. We're not allowing. I know that they want to be in the chat room by anybody else. They want to be there by themselves, which is fine. As always, we post all of our linkages here. If you're here, register once, you're fine. Remember, once a year we lose that. They only keep it for 1 year. This is not us, but GoToMeeting. So don't be surprised we ask you to come back in because you were dropped off. Once you're in, it reminds you. I think 3 days, 1 day, and 1 hour, something like that. Okay. What else I need to tell you? We're good there. Oh, there was a question also on the Orb saying, not Orb, but the OTF rooms. Why the links aren't there? Well, there's a software sitting there that's checking it. Here's the software. It is the software has a logic in there. There is because it's open 24/6 and it's not open on Saturdays. The links go away because we were getting a lot of requests to get it over the weekend. Guys, it's the weekend. Go away. It's Saturday. It's Shabbat. We're not open. Nobody's open. Go fish. Go do something. But don't try to come in. What are you trying to do? Charts are not moving. Okay. So it's not we're trying to save something. No, it's just to turn it off. These are low voltage systems anyway. But you just turn it off. Don't take the risk with the hardware, and come back in when the Globex is open, which is 6 p.m. on Sunday. Okay. Now, when you have holiday or partial days like on the Monday, then there's no activity. It's a little bit, and only you guys don't show up either. It's like one of you or two of you. So we made a ruling saying we don't want to encourage you by as with the bad behavior of trading on low volume. Remember, the whole reason ORB works so well and OTF works so well is based on block trades. So block trades aren't there. It's become just another indicator. So you can go to any website you want. Don't come to Hamza Analytics. We want to be different. We want to do something useful. For that, it has some ground rules, unfortunately, which has tied into its logic. With that said, let's move on. Have a great 4th of July. We will change this date for next week, but if you're here, you already had registered, do nothing. This is a reminder. If we add more other type of webinars, like let's say Marshall Fried comes back on SMPs, we'll add here. So always, and it doesn't need login. You don't need to be logged in. Just hit members, it goes there. Well, you won't see these, but if I hear, let me log out and go here. This is home. You jump there. You hit, you got to get there. So without logging in, you at least see the webinars. Okay. Your information is private. We don't sell your information. We don't sell your email. Nothing. Yeah. All right. Move on. There we go. Okay. Econ data. All right. Tomorrow you got GDP. That's going to be a big number. Jobless claims so-so. But this is big number. We got to take a look. Now let's see what this is for. This can't be. Yeah, it's a Q1 final, so it's the final number for the first quarter. Remember, there's a lag in the data. So I would just take a look at these or print them out or write them down before the number. As always, it's 8:30 Eastern. Okay. Jobless claims. Let's see what the numbers are here. Yeah. Okay, they're upping it a tad. Yeah. Well, we're slowing down a little bit, I believe. Even though the job numbers are very strong. Let me go back to GDP. Hold on. What are they expecting? 2, 1, 4. Okay. 2. Okay. No worries. Again, I'm not an econ major. I do understand how behavior it moves. So I just need to what the expectation is. And that's because of repetition. No inherent extra knowledge I have. Just done it for 25 years. So, okay, let's go to Friday. You got personal income. This is going to be a big one. And then you have Chicago PMI and consumer. So I think in the morning, you have some activity. Plan to be out of here by noon Eastern. Yeah, you should be out. Let me see what the PCE is going to show me. Yeah, this is going to be watched by the Fed guys. If they're in Jackson Hole and playing golf or whatever, they're going to wake up to check this number out. This is the most watched number by Fed. So keep an eye on it. I usually print these out. A little bit early in the morning, I print them out, do a snapshot, print it out, go get it from the printer, bring it here and find me. I don't like to print in my room, just sound-wise. I bring it over here and just make sure they're ready for me because sometimes you won't be able to get in. This is the Econoday, probably the best source for econ data. It feeds the other services like MarketWatch and so forth. You may not be able to get in. There's just so many hits. I know on non-farm, good luck. Look at Chicago PMI. What is this? The sub 50. Yeah. Again, we're still below 50. I understand that. I think consensus out there still is, especially of central banks, that we should be upticking in interest rate. I don't mind that. Unless you get the interest rates about twice the inflation, you never bring it down anyway, empirically. So I like them to keep it high a little bit to pressure because the biggest disease of any society or any economy is inflation. You saw what happened in the Middle East after the the OPEC stuff. So you just gotta root it out and fast. I wish we had Volcker here. He would have fixed everything. I would believe, but you need to have somebody of his stature also. Okay. Next week is first week, partial week. Effectively, we're gonna have 3 days, and you got non-farm. So next week is going to be very interesting. We always say that, by the way. All these pundits say next number is interesting. Really? Okay. What happened to the last number? They don't tell you about that. It's not in news anywhere. Um, but then after that earnings season starts, I do believe, I could be absolutely wrong, but I will emphasize that we're going to be on the sub side of earnings for S&Ps. Yeah, so there's this little bit of a built in there. Now, let me comment a little bit about what happened over the weekend with Prigozhin and what do you call it, Comrade Putin. Listen, they messed around with our elections. He was head of a research agency in St. Petersburg. There were 13 people that were indicted by Mueller on Volume 2. If you read carefully, 12 of them were GRU officers. He was the 13th one, and they had their IP addresses. Okay. What you sow one day will come and haunt you. So I think Putin is done too. I do believe, first of all, let me word this carefully. From a non-active source, but I do rely on him. This info is gut feel on that. From naval intelligence, tells me that they think Prigozhin is already dead. Okay. I mean, Putin is not the type who let this guy go. And there still is going to be a problem with the military command. That means the second largest nuclear weapon country will have internal issues at Kremlin, which tells me for a short period of time we're going to have an uptick that's going to be unmanageable. That means we can't quantify it. The market will sell big. Now the issue is when is that catalyst? I have no idea. Just be on alert. Get rid of your Bauer stocks. Be careful what you have. One day you're gonna wake up and that's gonna be we're gonna go up. I do believe, and I said it to a friend of mine on Saturday. I said if I was as any position, we used to play games on these. You play war games on these at school, at Woody Woo School. They would we should have gone to DEFCON 4, get on the back channel, tell Kremlin we're on DEFCON 4 because we don't know your people who is in charge of your nukes. Plus, they have a bunch of tactical nukes in Belarus now. I find this very interesting that Prigozhin goes to Belarus, and those nukes were transferred 2 weeks ago. And I do believe we probably encouraged that a little bit, not the transfer of the nukes, but Prigozhin going after Kremlin. Because this basic, and look at the timing. We just got the Leopard 2s tanks from Germany to the Ukrainians. We gave them Abrams tank, A1A, and then we're training them now here in the U.S. on F-16s. This is very interesting. The coincidence is incredible. In my gut feel is that we had a hand in that. So as long as Russians don't know, that's fine. That's what we have to deny. Yeah, but I think you're going to see end of Ukrainian war sooner than you think. Now remember, they keep on telling people we're sending all that money over there. We're not. We're buying equipment here from military industrial complex. Look at the stocks: Northrop, Lockheed, Boeing. We're buying it here. We're sending hardware over there. This creates jobs, pay mortgages, send kids to school, buy cars. The real estate values in Southern California, in Seattle, all those. In the Midwest, where Boeing is. So, and remember, multiplier effect of defense spending. Econ 101. So, don't buy the BS on TVs. Each channel has their own bias. Think about, just like we do here. Money flow, think about cash flow of this adventure. Now, that Putin did. Now, I do believe we have much bigger problems to resolve. There's no question about that. Okay, but I think we will refocus as this tells me the end is near for the Ukrainian war. Yeah, and what I would do now, I would go after Sevastopol, the Crimea, and the naval base of the Black Sea Fleet, because this is total chaos there. Yeah, I mean, in terms of advancement, is done. The short of that is really aerial, but not on the ground. Ground advancement is done, and put more sanctions on Iran and all these folks, and to helping the Ruskies go after families and kids and pregnant women. It is horrible what you see. So I hope one day they all show up. We're getting one at a time, including Putin at the Hague. But I don't think he's going to have that much time. I think he's going to be liquidated internally. Just be ready. And that's when the chaos starts, actually. Yeah. Having said that, let's go through some charts. Okay. Up here in the chat room, one of the gentlemen said, hey, Fari, privately, Fari, I'm short. What do I do? I said, you telling me you're short now? Double down. He goes, what? I said, double down. You asked me a question. I owe you an answer. I just gave you an answer. Double down. And poof. Of course, that night I fell asleep a little bit too early. Sorry, I was exhausted. But anyhow, I said in the morning, guys, I think I missed the covering my short. So I'm still short. But we close a little bit negative now. Here's the problem also. Not just the slope, but also bias. The historical bias into 4th of July is positive. So I got 2 more days of a gamble here. Today was negative, mainly because tomorrow's going to be dangerous, actually, for the shorts. Because yesterday we went too far up. So it was given for it to drop. And then they bought it. It came down, they bought it, so pulled back up. If you go into 30 minutes, which I love to watch, I learned in Chicago. That's what the big guns watch. They're not looking tick by tick because it costs them too much to come in to come out. But if you look at it, this was the drop today, and then they bought it. Got a double bottom, and then went up. So, especially ES. Yeah. Obviously, Nasdaq is going to be ahead. 43 is neutral. Hold on. Are we refreshed here? Okay. 43 is neutral on my McClellan oscillator. Oh, hold on. What is going on here? There you go. Sorry. Oh, that's why this is open. My bad. Okay. Not a big reading yet on that drop. It was casual. Okay. Just coming in. But look, we had 3 days down, one stop, 2 more days. Completely flushed out the longs. As it gets into a short side, they flush them out yesterday. So Friday is not going to be much. I still think tomorrow is going to be a challenge. Okay, I'm still short, mainly because I didn't double down. That was my mistake. But I told him I didn't follow my own advice. As Kramer, now this is Cosmo. As Cosmo Kramer says, I'm human, in my own way, of course. Yeah. Hey, Siamak, how are you? Okay. Siamak, I need to talk with you. Good things, all good things. Okay. I'll call you a little bit after this. Okay. Okay. What is the one? I forgot this one. Oh, canaries. These are canaries in a coal mine. This is the issue. You know, even though we dropped in S&P, Trans is pulling up. Remember this pull up there? I said, but be careful. Yeah, you see the results. Yeah. Russell has sold off, has not kept up. We're having problems on now. Today moved earlier, by the way. On Nasdaq was the Biden administration, which I do agree on this issue. I agree with them, tightening up the sheer size and breadth of AI and related chips to China. Yeah, we should not give them any help on AI. They're already so far ahead of the pack, maybe ahead of us. I don't want us to disclose what we have, but you have to assume they are out there. Let's be pessimistic, not optimistic, and we really should cut back. And that really put a big pressure on Nvidia, and that's why we went down into the open, very negative. A couple of times we came and retested unchanged. Always, if you trade futures, please watch the unchanged. Everybody on the floor, it's a number they always keep track of to see what the behavior is at unchanged. We went back and forth around it several times today, especially on Nasdaq. The trenders, positive. You see this? Yeah, all 8 out of 8. So we're probably ready for another drop. Probably, we'll see. Remember, earnings are going to show, and earnings not going to be what people were expecting. And earnings going to be by those who I rely on their acumen. expecting these are overpriced. Yeah, so we shall see. And they have you don't need me to tell you. They have a tendency of Nancy will tell you that running these up into their earnings. So try to avoid the earning trade. That is putting a trade like we used to do. Learn that by experience. Try to if you want to get in, run with it, but you're out like 3 p.m. An hour before the close on the earnings names, or maybe 3:30. Just do not go through earning flat. You're gonna say, well, wait a second, that could be a big day. Yes, but the big gamblers could also be the other side. So do not write through it. Take a day off on that name. Come back again. Let the dust settle. Let's see where they are and come back in. Okay, we're on a sell now on the short term. The trend following system. No, it's not orb. This is all day. It's not opening range, but it's got some of the basic stuff that Richard Dennis talks about. The trend followers. Who's John Henry, the guy who owns, who at least used to own Red Sox. That's how he bought Red Sox from one program. Yeah, trend following. They of course he did it very early, and he got to critical size, but very basic setup. You buy the top, sell the bottom. Often you get into trouble, but then it reverses itself. It finds its way. But we have dropped too much here, so he's got to a sell. Keep that in mind. Okay. Momo hit +1. Sigma pulled back. No, I'm sorry. SP1. SP1 put 1 Sigma pulled back slightly. That's today. The move up was yesterday. Momo did the same thing, but we were dropping dramatically. I mean, the change was huge. But still, where are we? We're near zero. We're unchanged on Momo, which is neutral. Again, it's a coin toss. Okay. We've already peaked here on the number of new highs for the last 52 weeks. Does that say we have a drop coming? Not necessarily. It's not high enough. If you look at more history, you want it much higher. I'd say like 140 area, but this area, 120 to 140 area. So that's not, to me, that's not a signal. It is significant, but not for too much of a long term. Just maybe a lot more short term. This told us that we have a little drop coming and it came. This one's a little bit lower. There's no divergence yet, so you keep watching. These symbols you can get yourself from. I'm sorry, this one from your S&P feed that on the platform you have. Okay, here's the issue. There's your VIX again. We're trading for 13 and 14s. We have not seen this in months and months and months. That's why we're high up. We're very high up. We gotta be careful. I think we're susceptible to a drop. The issue is what will cause it. I don't know. As I told one of the guys at CNBC one day, a few years back, I said, I don't write the news. I don't even chase the news. That's your job. You go do that. This is telling me to tell you a good news or bad news coming. Where is this and why? I have no clue. All I know is that in aggregate, a group that puts their money on the table, large group. The 10 or 3 are usually right. Large group. Not a few or not a group think we're just buddies in the investment club. No. Diversified group and large amount. The market tells you where the direction is. Much better than anything else. Much better than econ data, actually. Okay. There are some activity was done here. That's for sure. Deep other money puts that were bought. It has been restored. Why? Because we dropped. So there's less buying. The buying's gone away. And maybe they even covered some because there was profit in there. Keep that in mind. That wasn't wrong. Okay. But this window is about, I'd say 6 to 10 weeks, maybe even more. Maybe like 6 to 12 weeks, between 1.5 to 3 months. So they got to keep us suspended animation into the slow months of the year, July, August, and September. We know September is going to be bad. Historically, that's the toughest one. And we know after that, if you bought the lows of September and you had the guts, as Walter Demmer says, when it's time to buy, you probably don't want to. Because you look at the market, you get so sick in your stomach, maybe because maybe you kept some of your longs because you thought that was the bottom and you bought some more. I have a couple of friends here, guys. Yeah. Once a year, they gotta get on B12 shots because they just keep buying, and it works, and it doesn't. When it doesn't, go see Dr. Vance. That's Nancy Vance on 41. She'll put you on a chair for 2 hours with the IV in your arm. You gotta do it a couple of months until you become normal every Friday. Anyhow, so I think something is coming, and this could be beyond. This could be beyond earnings or September. This could be even sooner, but I just don't know. Just be on your toes. Be careful. Rates are not coming down. We're going sideways. Yeah. And so I expect actually we'll have probably 2 more adjustments up. I don't see us easing here. I don't see it. Again, job numbers are too strong. We've never had so many job creations so far. Part of it is we started so low. Remember, 1 week in 2020, in April, we had 20 million people unemployed. That it takes a long time for that to even get its momentum back. And when it's coming back, it's going to be slow. Escalator up, elevator down, right? Same thing with jobs. So, and when it gets to this moment, it's going to keep going for a while. Yeah. So, and jobs bring jobs. Jobs pay mortgages. Jobs pay new cars and all that. It's a spiral we're in that's going up, and Fed has no choice. Fed has to. I think, as a matter of fact, again, you've heard me. There are videos that are posted. You can go back and look at it. I was for much tougher sanctions, or I should say, not sanctions, but much tougher interest rate regime. That is, hit it with 100 points, 100 points, 100 points. You just hit it until it adjusts itself. You can't be, let me try 25 cents. Market is an animal. It's a jungle. And you know who wins, right? The tiger and the lion win. You can't be a little mouse and try to win in the jungle. So you have to tame it. It's just like trading with a small account. You're gonna get killed. You need to trade small using a big account, and so you can have ammo to hit it hard. When I trade with a small account, I always lose. So I trade. I learned don't trade a small account. Put a threshold. If it gets below this level, don't trade. Go back and raise some more money. Sell something. Like CMAX, sell some of those fancy Persian rugs you have. Cash it out. Bring it in. Yeah. Don't. I'm not saying that. Hold on. But I'm just saying that I'm talking about. You need to have something. CMAX, you have enough liquidity. You don't need more. But I'm just giving you an example. He's my cousin. So I can comment about that. Actually, his dad was a very famous antique rug merchant and very, very successful. Yeah. Very good fellow, my dad. Yeah, they were like buddies. Anyhow, let's see. What are we doing here? Okay, Anita, this is the number you were asking the other day. It's a 57 here. Okay, so that's the SP2. Probably our Orlis indicator. Very neutral again. We told you this is a problem. We kept on pounding a table. What are we doing long at 85? Then 87, then 89, then it goes to 90. I think this 90, 91 up there. What was that? 92. I mean, I've never seen it. Never seen it. 90. What is it doing? You gotta get. And one guy says, "What do I do, Fred? I got all these shorts." I said, "Double down." He goes, "What?" I said, "Double down. Forget the logic. You need to be cerebral. You're in a war zone. Okay? You find a target. You arm your missile. You aim and you shoot. You can't sit there analyzing what the hell you did 3 days ago. Was it the lunch you had that was bad, or was it the whiskey that you had afterward? It doesn't matter. You are here. The issue is what you do now." And sure enough, of course, he did it. He's got nerves of steel, even though he went to Stanford. So it dropped very nicely, and he did very, very well. So good for him. Now, did we get our rendezvous we were looking for? Partially. I would have preferred this to be a little bit higher, but it dropped dramatically, and look where we are now. So a little basing here, possible. I just think we got issues. I think next week it will be down. We're probably going to run up, juice this up into 4th of July. That is by tomorrow night or Friday morning. And then non-farm is going to take all of this down. Why? Numbers are strong. That would tell the Fed to tighten up more, not less. So, okay. Now, one problem last time, I was the one before that. This should have been ESM23 for comparison with the VIX futures. My bad. Look, I don't know how I do this, but I get up every morning and I get in front of a mirror. I turn on Alexa and say, play me some Puccini while I brush my teeth or shave. I tell myself, today I can. That's all I tell myself. Today I can't because I'm between a lot of projects and we're busy and just bursting at the seams. And Orb has been taken out of the ballpark. It just all of a sudden we went from questionable issues in March to let's say middle of April, and then we exploded. So to manage all of that, I made a mistake. This was M. It was showing M. M had expired. So this data was wrong because they're all connected. If you do the this, you could see they're tied up to a date showing. Hold on. This is how trade session works. And the way you do that is there's a check there. Okay, so the range are the same. You got to do that. So you're not looking one data from one side and the other side. And if you look down below, you would see it stopped around 16s, which was the expiration. So my analysis was also wrong. That's why the next day I found a mistake in the morning. So I'm usually up early. And I send that separately because I can't change the page in the webinar. I'm not going to edit it. We've never edited our webinars. We're not going to start now. But except for one time that showed my passwords. And that's when we just cut it out. And we we told everybody. We cut that out. But before anything else, I mean, while the webinar was going on another machine, I changed the password. Or maybe I asked Nancy to change my password because I have an SU just like Nancy. Super user. It's too dangerous. So we changed that. My apologies there. Hey, okay. We came back down. We're pulling up now sideways. What's happening with the VIX futures? Remember, we were long July, the front month, on the future, and you could see it there, the volume. Well, it's not open right now, is it? What time is it? 5:21. Yeah, it just closed and reset the volumes. But anyhow, we're long end, which is July, short October, which is V. Okay, so that's the spread is now, and we touched down to -3 sigma. I pulled back up. It's -4 in value. That basically says we're near the highs. If it drops a little bit lower, then even more bigger high. When it gets to 0, we're near bottom. So it's a VIX. So it's inverted asset. Okay, that's simple. It's a volatility, so inverted asset. And doing it spread, it just makes it unitary. That's all that does. Because these values are changing. By doing a spread, you look at the time value. So it makes it unitary, so it's more arrangeable for discerning what's happening underneath. To me, -4 says we're near the top somewhere, but not definitely. I would probably want to see it a little bit lower. You see that sharp drop there, maybe here, yeah. And of course, this was not the front month. This is an expiration problem that happened here. So don't forget. That's why if you go to the webinar, when you get to this portion, you notice I'm not myself. I'm kind of a little lost. I'm trying to think what's wrong here. I, of course, didn't see that symbol. My bad. It just didn't make sense to me. I couldn't internalize it. Okay, my apologies for that. Larry's spread. Again, I can't, for the life of me, none of this makes sense to me right now. There's no pressure either way. We have a great day like this, and we're getting to 80%. Something is off. Something is off. You know, it can't be holiday. That was what do you call it? That was Tuesday, right? Yeah, that was yesterday. Yeah, yeah. So I don't get it. For the life of me, why is that? Why 80%, not higher? So maybe it's the earnings coming. Maybe it's a non-farm, or maybe it's summer that nobody wants to commit. As a number of people are trying to get out of town already. I don't get it, but it's a question mark. These readings are not very strong. Okay, okay. What try go to a short? Reverse back tonight on Nasdaq. Short here. You just went long on mid caps. These are all futures, so it's live, and it went long just now. So yeah, it got lost there. Went to short here. See, it was short there, reversed too long, gave back. Remember, it's a trend following. Gave back, and it's off of these indices, by the way, the buying power indices, and then went long. This historically works better on the long side anyway. Okay, so maybe it's time to jump up. The problem is that we got very low volume next couple of days, especially Friday and Monday. It's Globex anyway. There's no cash market. Excuse me. There's no bond market. Not that I know of. Maybe bond futures will trade early, but that's it. Let's see. Let's go here to this one. Remember, guys, I don't come and prepare these. I just look at them as you do. Given my because it's 4:30, I just can barely get a chance to get here. But then you hear it from me raw, rather than some politics or packaged or with a bias. So okay, we're at 59. We're at 60. We have pulled back a bit. We will go at 65. We pulled back. Again, line in the sand is 55.45. This is a no DMZ for it, if you will. Again, percentage of the stocks above 200 day. This is no signal. Now, the moving average says we're going up. Separation is small, so it's early. There's no continuation. We need to break out. Either break out to the top over 65 or break down below 40 or 42. Just nothing there. So not right now. So I think most of that because of this, I'm sorry, because of the 200 day, because that's what's computed from, is earnings. So as you know, the big guns look at this is what the big guns look at. It's the trenders. This is what they look at more than anything else. Trender. So because they can justify the move. We had a cross, we bought it. We pulled back, okay, we had a little bit more because the 50 was still rising during this period. Okay, we're gonna hold. So, so then maybe they have enough on for now. So, don't know. Remember, there's a lot of small decisions that makes a trade. So who knows? I want to buy because my daughter is going to college. I need cash. No, I don't have a daughter, but I'm giving you an example. Dennis wants to get that DB12 that the Aston Martin they're going to show this weekend on in Naples. He's signed up to get to look at the DB12. Maybe he wants a little extra cash. What if he wants to put it down and buy the car? And so, yeah. Does the wife know? She probably doesn't, but you never know. But these decisions come in. Any questions for me? Sorry, Dennis, I had to say that. Somehow I don't see you in the DB12, but hey, what's wrong? What's wrong with that, right? At least you get good parking. You go to Fifth Avenue, you get good parking. Me, I got to park in the back lot. I got to add a digit to the car, the value of the car, for let me to park where you were going to be parking with your DB12. Yeah, I got an invite today. They've been trying to tell me I should get a Bentley. I said, for what? My garage? This other car sat in the garage 5 years. What do they need my garage? Need that. That didn't work. So now they said they'll push me with DB12. So I told him I may consider it as long as it's got an ejection seat, just like Aston Martin that James Bond had. Sometimes, I'm about to write a book about no more blondes. You need that to hit the ejection button. Of course, the parachute is extra. Anyhow, any questions for me? As always, I wish you guys the very best on the holidays. I will be remembering my mom. This is her 25th year of leaving us so early, but she's watching me. So that's what matters. I feel her. I feel her presence sometimes. Any questions for me? Yusuf, I'll try to give you a quick ring. Siamak, I'll give you a quick ring. Let's see. Anything else we need to do here? Mr. Ruscio, how are you, sir? Bravo. I make Rich. If you have time, I have something I want to run by you. Okay, may take an hour of your time, but I do value your views of things. So. Anything else, guys? I need to do. Okay. Yeah. All right. Now it may not be today, Rich. You know my schedule is a little bit tough, but in the next day or two, I will definitely get hold of you. I'll text you first. I have your cell. I'll text you first. Anything else, guys? Have a great feeling. Hey, Dennis, if you get a chance, give me a text on that DV12. Let me know how you like the test drive, okay? Talk to you guys soon. All the best. See you next week. Next week is on. Again, Wednesdays we're on. I'll change the date on the computer here. Okay, here we go. Good night, all. Enjoy your weekend. Your long weekend.